My mic. Sorry. Is it okay now? I mean, do I have sound now? Do I have audio now? Um, can you hear me now? All right. So I think I will be doing that part again. Oh, sorry. Hmm. It is quite challenging to see that someone has typed in Chinese. I apologize, but my partner Jaden is the one who could speak English and Chinese, but I only speak Filipino and English. So, all right. So, if you have any questions for me regarding the topic for today and any other things related to forex trading, please do type in English language. All right. Thank you. All right, so let us go back here. As I have mentioned earlier, there are several ways for us to know or to create our own forecast for the unemployment. Of course, it is easy for us to just take a look at the economic calendars, right? Because they already have their own forecast. And to be honest, their forecasts are very, very reliable since it is being created by a team of market analysts. But on our own simple case, we could actually create our own forecast as well. And what we could utilize is the unemployment claims. So these are the number of people who are asking for unemployment benefits in the US. And this is collected on a weekly basis. So what we could do is to compare the unemployment claims from the last NFP Friday to the NFP Friday now. So we have here April 6th. The bluish green in color or the turquoise color represents the actual figure and the red one shows the forecast. So as you can see from April 6th, the actual is higher than the forecast, meaning more people have actually claimed for the unemployment benefit and it's not good. It the best scenario is for the actual to be lower than the forecast. So April 6th is not doing well. For April 13, the actual is slightly higher than the forecast, still not a good report. For April 20, it is the same. Actual is higher than the forecast. The only week where it showed good data was on April 27th. So on April 27th, the actual is here, but the forecast is here. So this is an example of how a good unemployment claims should look like. All right, the actual should be lower than the forecast. And then on May 4th, the actual is slightly higher than the forecast. So out of all the 5 weeks that we had prior from the previous NFP Friday, we could see that more people are getting their unemployment claims in comparison to the forecast. So what does that mean to our non-farm payroll? It means that for this month, we are gonna be expecting less people to be employed. Why? Because unemployment claims is higher. Let me just explain this a little bit more. In the US, if you got retrenched from your job, the first thing you will do is, of course, to file for unemployment benefits, right? So this is an earlier data that is available. So when they count how many people were employed and how many people were retrenched or were out of work and were asking for benefits or unemployment benefits, we can now have a clear idea of how many people were really employed for this month, how many new jobs were created, and how many lost their jobs. All right. In other countries, such as Australia, what they have is employment change. Employment change meaning the number of people who were employed minus the number of people who were newly employed versus number of people who were retrenched. All right, and then you kind of guessed If it's positive, that means they have created more job. If it's negative, it means more people have lost their jobs. So if the NFP or the employment change are positive, that is good news for the country, meaning more people are having their jobs. More jobs means we have money in our pockets and we have spending power. But if the NFP or the employment change is a negative figure, that means that more people were unemployed for this month. And it surpasses the number of new jobs they have created. And if the NFP is positive, it means that the economy is still growing. So as long as this figure is on a positive, the country would be okay. But that's just a general way to view it. If you wanted to, let's say, have a more in-depth understanding of how the NFP data should be, we could take a look at the um, annual data. All right, so this is what I'm gonna show you. There, it's generally we could do several things. The first one is to find the average for the last year. If we find the average for the last 12 months for the NFP Friday, then we will be able to guess what. Can you hear me now? I have changed my audio again. Anyways, please feel free to leave a comment if you can hear me already. So let us move on to the next slide. Um, of course, the employment data is not just focused on the non-farm. It also makes the unemployment rate available to us. And unemployment means the number of people who are currently out of work but are able to work and are actively looking for a job. So that means if you are below 18 and you don't have a job, you're not included in the unemployment rate. And even if you are of age, and let's say that you are not actively looking for work, you don't want to work, then you're not included in the unemployment rate. You cannot include the people who doesn't want to work in the unemployment rate, right? Anyways, as you can see for the past 12 months, um, let me see. let's go back here because April here is the most recent one, and then it goes all the way back to the oldest. So our unemployment rate actually is very stable at around 3.7 to 3.5% for the last 12 months. And this is swinging around the all-time low for the unemployment rate. So in comparison here, the non-farm payroll, it should be higher than what is expected for us to be able to buy the dollars. But if we are speaking of the unemployment rate, this figure has to be lower or lowest if it's possible. And historically speaking, 3.5%, 3.4% is the low. So swinging around the low, it means that the labor market is at its capability. Is it possible to make it zero? No. There are a lot of factors which could affect the unemployment rate, and it's actually impossible to make it like a 0%. But keeping it low, especially around 3%, even a 1% unemployment rate, is really great for the economy. Anyways, here is what we are expecting in how many minutes? 13 minutes from now. So our average hourly earnings, although it is released during the NFP Friday, this actually is more aligned towards inflation. The forecast is 0.3% and the previews is 0.3%. So we are kind of expecting inflation to be as is than where it is last month. So it's not gonna move. It is gonna move on the same pace. Our non-farm employment change is forecasted to be at 181,000 versus 236,000. What does this means is that for this month, the economy has generated 181,000 new jobs. Compare that to the 236,000 new jobs created last month. Hi, good evening. If you have any questions regarding NFP, Forex trading, our webinar schedules, please feel free to leave a comment on the comment section below. I would be very pleased to answer your questions. And then going back, unemployment rate is gonna be a little bit higher at what is happening? It's gonna be a little bit higher at 3.6% versus 3.5% previews. This is actually reflecting the unemployment claims. Sorry, where is it? The unemployment claims that we have seen for last month. Okay. Now, Nicole, I'm sorry, I don't speak Chinese. So please leave a comment on English language. I will be very happy to answer them. My partner Jaden is the one who is very fluent in Chinese. So he's not here with us tonight. So you're left with me. So it's gonna be an all English language. If you do understand Filipino, then probably I could answer in Filipino, but I only can speak Filipino and English. So I'm sorry, I don't understand this question. Anyway, let me teach you a very simple NFP trading strategy. All right. So let me teach you in words first, and then I'm gonna demonstrate in the MT4 platform. So, my first trade actually in forex trading is an NFP Friday, and when I was kind of starting in forex trading, I kind of look forward towards the NFP Friday because this is where the majority of my trades were placed. And I have a lot of experiences in losing money and making money during the NFP Friday. So this is one of the strategy that we have created for this time. I mean, there are a lot of strategies out there and a lot of strategies for every occasion. And this is what we like to do during the NFP Friday. So the first thing we have to do is to be patient. Do nothing during the first 15-minute candlestick after the release of the NFP report. So once the NFP data is available, a lot of people will be trading regarding that data. And it's going to be a tug of war between those who think it's good, those who think it's not good, and those who just wanna, hunt your losses and hunt your take profits, right? So, since it's gonna be a struggle on the first 15 minutes, what I like to do is just observe. I want to look first, or I want to see first where the price is actually going. Sometimes the trade direction is very clear. Either it's going up or it's going down, or sometimes it's a tug of war. And after 15 minutes, I will be the market is a little bit calmer. Data has been digested, starting to be digested. So this is the time where the actual direction will be clear for the market participants. And then after waiting for 15 minutes, we have to wait for an inside candlestick to occur after the initial candlestick. All right, so the initial candlestick is the 15-minute candlestick that has appeared around 8:30 p.m., where the NFP report was released. And let's say we have to look for an inside candlestick, meaning the entire part of the candlestick goes inside the high and low of the initial candlestick. When we did find the inside candlestick already, that we're gonna go for step number 3, which is locating the high and low of your inside candlestick, and that will set as your trade trigger. So it's gonna be our guide. So when a subsequent candlestick closes above or below the inside bar or the inside candlestick, whatever kind of chart you would like to use, the market participants take a trade in the direction of the breakout. And this direction of the breakout is not based on the inside candlestick, but on the initial one. From the initial candlestick. And then some traders, they prefer to trade as soon as the price moves past or beyond the inside candlestick high and low, while some prefers to wait for the candlestick to close. So if you wanted to trade as soon as the price moves past the inside of the candlestick or the inside candlesticks, it's quite risky, but of course, higher risk is equals to high reward. If you want to be a little bit on the safer side, you will wait for the subsequent candlestick to close first. So it depends actually on your risk appetite, and it's your choice, by the way. Okay, next. Of course, when we trade, we have to always put our stop loss. And during this time, what I recommend is to use the average trading ATR for that time frame times 2. Whatever that amount is, you multiply it by 2. That's going to be your stop loss in points. And then this figure, of course, will be different based on the trading pair of your choice. It's going to be different when you trade gold or when you trade USAJPY. And if we're trading NFP, then of course we have to trade anything with the US dollar in it. All right, don't trade another pair, or don't trade any pair without the US dollar. Number 7, make a maximum of 2 trades. And if both of them got stop out, don't enter or don't re-enter a new trade. That means that the strategy is not working. Remember, a strategy doesn't work all the time. But if you find a clear path, then that's the time to enter. Next, should you wish to re-enter, you're quite sure about it, even though you already had stop out before, use the inside candlesticks high and low again as a guide. And generally, the price movement for the NFP Friday, it occurs within the first 4 hours of the report's release. So there are a lot of, you have options on when to or where to take your take profit. First, you may base your take profit using your stop loss as a guide. So if your stop loss is here and you wanted to take like a 1 to 2 stop loss ratio or 1:3 stop loss ratio, that's up to you. Again, the stop loss ratio and the a stop loss profit ratio depends on your risk appetite. You could also use the nearest support resistance as your price, take profit price. And in the event none of these happens, I mean, you're not stopped out, your trade is not hitting take profit yet, then after 4 hours, you may manually close your trade or place a trailing stop. Let me show you how this actually looks like in real time. I was trying to do a sample trade earlier. Okay. Do you have any pair in mind that you would like me to um use as an example? You could use like any pair with a dollars. Do you have any pair in mind that you would like me to do? None? Alright, so I'll just do any pair that I like. Alright. So today is the NFP Friday, right? So it's already 8:27. So the next candlestick should be here. Okay, or around here. Let me just mark it. All right. Since we are on M15, actually if you wanted to do M5, it's also you could also do it on M5, but I just chose M15 for this example. All right. So the new candlestick will be here, and the first 15 minutes we have to do nothing, right? So I am just marking it there for the meantime, and so we have 2 minutes before the previews, before the NFP is available to us. So let me look for the previews NFP, which was when was it? The previews NFP actually was in wait. Hmm, It was in April 7. All right, so let's go back to April 7 just so I could show you. All right, I have already marked this. So this box over here shows you the price for April 7. And this one over here, this very long line over here, is the first 15-minute candlestick for the NFP release. So we don't do anything for this candlestick, we just have to watch. But of course, if you are using another strategy that allows you to enter during this candlestick, then please use a different strategy. This strategy requires you to be patient. Now, what we have, what we are looking for is after this, we have to find a candlestick that the entirety of it is covered or within the initial candlestick. So let us change the initial candlestick color into, let's say, black. And then this is gonna be your inside candlestick. Let's change it into red. All right. Now we have to wait for the price to break out. Break out where? Since the breakout is here uptrend, it's gonna be an up. So we're looking for a breakout outside here. So this one. This is our breakout candlestick around here. Let me mark it again here. This time it's gonna be like a blue color. Alright, it's 8:30. Let me check first the NFP. Are we correct in saying that it's gonna slow down now? All right. Oh, the let me just show you how it looks like. Will I be able to know? All right. The average hourly earnings, let me just update. Um, let me just type it here. I think I can update what I have here. The average hourly earnings actually 0.5%, which is very good compared to the forecast. The non-farm payroll is 253,000, very good as well. And the unemployment rate is 3.6%. Oh, so all of the data for this month has broken the forecast. They are better than the forecast. So, in short, the data or the dollar should be rising right now. Let us check the US dollar index. Oh, why are you not moving? Let me try a lower time frame. Oh, it's not moving. Anyway, let me check another pair. I want to see gold. That's one of the good pairs to trade, or USDJPY also. Okay, let's just do the USDJPY since we are already analyzing it. See where it goes up here. Now, let me tell you why trading on this time frame is actually risky. As I mentioned, I already had a lot of NFP Friday examples, and the problem is when you trade on the first calendar, you could see that it has moved already quite a bit. So it started from here and it went all the way here. So that's an 840, 850 point movement for the first 2 minutes, right? So that's ridiculous. If your computer is slow, your internet connection is low, or your location is far from the server, there could be a delay between the time you enter the trade and the price that you have actually gotten for your trade. And I did that. One of my NFP Friday, the first one that I had, I did that. I trade um as soon as it was released. But what happened to me was I when I clicked the price, or when I click buy or sell, the price was here. And then when right after the server has gotten my trade, it's already here. So as you can see, I have already lost some points over there. And then look here, after hitting high here, right? It has fell already around this area. It has consolidated already. And it's gonna go back and forth, back and forth. It's gonna be a tug of war between a lot of market participants. Now, if you have if you don't have the three criteria that I have mentioned, fast computer, fast internet connection, and close connection to the server, that means that when you go here, your ping should be very low. There's almost no lag between you and the server. You could trade this one. But most of us, especially the beginners, you don't have that capability, so you just have to watch over here. Let these people fight over the prices. Why? Because some people will either take their profits already or gotten their trade stop loss. And when the commotion is a little bit not on the hotter side as this, then we could enter. Anyways, let us go back to what we have what I have been showing you for earlier. April 6th, right? All right. So for April 6th, this is our sign for buying, right? This candlestick over here. But I don't blindly buy, or I don't blindly sell just because an inside or a subsequent candlestick came. Why? Because I'm gonna wait for a correction. That's why I have placed some fractal over here. And if I did buy over here, I could, but again, this strategy is all about patience. So if I buy over here, I can see that it hasn't retraced yet. It hasn't shown any sign of correction even a little bit yet. So it will still correct a little bit. Not if not now, a little bit earlier. So I will wait for that until, and see, as you can see, it went all the way a little bit lower here and the fractal came here. So if the fractal is here, the fractal will appear after two candlesticks. So I will probably enter my trade around this price. All right. Around this price is where I trade or where I enter my trade. And then again, what did we say? We're gonna close our trades 4 hours after. So it's gonna be 16 candlesticks from here. 16 here. Oh, it's already 16 on here. So it doesn't really make much of a profit for us, but it's not barely moving anyway. So what you could do is you could place your buy over here. Let us put a description over here. It says buy. And then properties. It's not showing the label, isn't it? Charts, objects, it's showing the objects. Okay, let's just put this one. That's over here. Oh. Okay, so if you bought over here, of course, our take profit will be higher, right? Right. Our take profit will be higher and our stop loss will be lower. So there are multiple options that you could do. But if you have bought, so let me just mark, oh, wait. Where are we? All right. So let me just mark this one. Yeah, there. This one is where we have entered our trade, right? Why do you keep going back? All right. We bought here. Our stop loss, it's your choice, but your stop loss, you could use this. You could use this low as your stop loss. You could place it around here, but not there. A little bit lower there. But what I like to do is use this fractal as a guide. You could put your stop loss over there. SL. Oh, where is it again? Did I even successfully put the SL? SL. Okay, or here. You could put it here, or you could use the ATR here below, which is 1477. There are 3 decimal points. We have to adjust it by 3 decimal points. So 147 times 2. So 147, that's gonna be around 300 points. So from here, we could do like a 300 points below, which is very far, right? The 300 points is here. Sorry. So 300 points is around here. I won't be placing my stop loss very far. So I would prefer to have this as my stop loss, right? And then if I have this stop loss, my take profit will be either basing on your stop loss take profit ratio. If you wanted to do like a 1:1 or 1:2, 1:3, whatever ratio you want, or you could use the previous high and low like this. Which if we do, we're gonna have like a approximately 1:1 take profit stop loss ratio around here. You could do this one, or what I will do is to put a trailing stop if I wanted to keep it open. All right. But as you can see, if I have placed my take profit around here, I'm not going to use this high exactly.
because that is the resistance. So if this is your resistance, I will be placing my take profit a little bit lower here. And again, if you have your stop, if this is your support, your stop loss should be a little bit lower as well. That's to make up for the differences in the spread and the pricing, whatever. All right. All right. Um, if we have done this trade, we could hit our take profit. We could have hit our take profit around here, or depending on the situation, right, of our entry price spread, we could have had our stop losses over. We could have hit our stop loss over here. Yikes. Anyways, that is why it is recommended that we only trade, or we don't sleep on our trades, especially if it's an NFP Friday, because it's gonna be a Monday already. This line over here is the weekend. We don't want to leave our trades open on a weekend. All right, so either you close it here, you manually close it if it's near the TP price, you watch over it, you put your TP over here, or you close it just before the market closes. All right. Let's do actually another example while we're waiting for the first 15 minutes to be completed. It's still on the same USDJPY, but what we're gonna do is the I think that's gonna be March 10, where the previous NFP Friday data was March 10. Here. I have already marked it. Let's just remove the other objects that we have included earlier. Let's delete all of those. And let's create a new one over here. So March 10 is here, and 15:36. Here is the first 15 minutes. Sorry, let me change this here. Let's zoom in a little bit. All right, so we wait for 15 minutes, and we have to find a candlestick that is completely inside the first one, which is actually the next one is here. Here we could use this one, and the break should be where, since the direction is the breakout direction is below, so it should be below. This one would be not yet here. The low is here, so we are waiting for the price to go below this one, which is this candlestick. Yes, candlestick. Now, can you enter this one? You can already enter this one, or if you want to be what do I mean? If you want to be sure, you could wait for a fractal to come. Again, waiting for the candlestick to close or not, waiting for the fractal or not, is your choice. It depends on your risk appetite. So if you wanted to wait for a fractal, then that means that there would be times where you could miss an opportunity to enter, just like this. Earlier, if you have waited for the fractal to arrive, you have made a great choice because you will be able to buy at a much lower price. But for this example, if you wait for the fractal to come, then it's not gonna happen, right? It's already here. And it doesn't, it's not gonna give you much of a profit already. So again, the choice is up to you. It's gonna be on your risk appetite. But let's assume that you wait for the fractal to have arrived. Then it's gonna be around here. And how many hours is it already from the entry? 12 divided by 4 is gonna be 3 hours. So if you have entered around let's say here, you wait for the fractal, it's gonna be around 1 2 3 here. See, you didn't make any much more money for that trade if you have waited for the fractal. most probably you would have hit your stop loss before the um, market has closed, because the resistance is around here. So probably you'll put your stop loss here. This will hit your stop loss. But if you did not wait for the fractal, then you would have made money here. Either way, if you made money or not, if you have hit your take profit or stop loss, um, managing your lot size and TPSL ratio is very, very crucial for this strategy. All right, 646. Let's wait a little bit more. Now, there are, sorry. Let me just do um an example wherein we have um waited for the fractal to have arrived here. Now, assuming that you have forgotten your trade and probably would have made money, or if you have placed a trailing stop, you would have made money here. Now, if you have sold over here, the next take profit will be around in this area, which you will be done in Monday. And then the best scenario is to always put your trailing stop so you could maximize your profit. If you have put your trailing stop, you'll probably be having your take profit around this candlestick over here, which is great over there. Let us do another example. Sorry. Let's do another example. I think I've seen an example here where we're not able to enter because it did not provide us, the necessary things for us to be able to enter. I think this one is it, February 3. Oh, it's not here. It's not this one. But there will be times when you will be waiting and then there will be no opportunity for us to, enter. Anyway, let us go to April 3. The NFP Friday was released this day, this candlestick. And sorry, this is it. This is the one example. As you can see, we're waiting for an inside candlestick and it did not provide us any inside candlestick within the day. So that means that we will not be able to, trade on that day using this strategy. It happens, right? Doesn't always mean that when you waited for a trade to come, you will be able to trade. Again, this strategy is all about patience because you will, when you do this strategy, your risk is a little bit on the lower side, but the reward is really good. Okay, let me show you, where is it? January 6th. Let me show you a good trading strategy. A good trading example using this strategy. What if we are right? Right. Okay. Here is a good sample of good things comes to those who wait. All right. So, NFP is on 1530. So this is the NFP. Oh, where? This is the time where the NFP was released. So let me put a candlestick around here. Sorry, an arrow around here, and we're gonna wait for. Why is it going back? We have to wait for the inside candlestick. The inside candlestick actually is this one. But if I see this inside candlestick over here, I am expecting that there would be a fractal. And the fractal actually appeared here, here, and then it's gonna be around on this candlestick. Now, do you have to wait for the fractal to arrive? Probably if you're a beginner, yes, because you don't know when the fractal will be. It will be challenging to identify the fractals that are forming. But if you're experienced already, like me, then you would know that right after this candlestick, you know that there would be a possible fractal over here, and actually you could sold on this price. But nonetheless, since I am assuming that you are all a beginner, you would have probably waited for the fractal to come, and it's gonna be on this candlestick. Sorry, not this one, this one. And your sell price will be around here. Now, if this is your sell price, your stop loss is twice the average true range, which is 421. There's 3 decimals over here, so 421 times 2, that's going to be 840. It's going to be quite far. See, say, wait, why do you keep going back? 840 will be from here to here. See, that's very far. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that stop loss. That's too far. So I will just use the nearest fractal over here, which is here. If the nearest fractal is here, I'll probably place my stop loss around here, basing on this one. All right, so for me, this is a much more manageable stop loss. And then my take profit will be where either I could, like, 1:2, a 1:2 ratio. There's actually ways that you could you like the 1:2 ratio. You could have your EA, but if you don't have, then you could do this minus this one, then times 2, or you could use this crosshair over here, count how many is this. So this is 370 times 2, you have to do your math, 600, 740 around here. You could do that, or you could get your box over here. This is what I like to do. And then that's gonna be your 1:2 ratio over here, and your 2:3, 1:2 ratio over here, and another one. That's just one of my tricks. if you're if you don't want to do your math, all right, you just want to visually, eye things out, you could do something like this. Anyway, let's close this tree. And there's another way, which is to look backwards and look for another support resistance based on the previous price, and where it is, it's around here. Let's just place it here. All right. So, for me, this one is great. This price over here. So I could do this as this is my buy price. Sorry, not buy. This is gonna be my sell price. This one. My stop loss will be around here. And then my take profit will be around here. But then again, always place a trailing stop. So if trade is still, or the trade direction is still in favor of your trade, then you're still going to benefit from the downward movement, right? So assuming that I have a trailing stop of, the trailing stop also is based on the ATR. So 421 points. Let me check how much is this first. All right, I think we will not be able to, our take profit if we do the trailing stop will be around, 420, 420, 420, 420. Oh, will be around this area over here, which is a little bit lower than our initial take profit. And how much profit is this in points? 1,100, let's just say 1,100 points. So 1,100 points, that's gonna be around $1,100 if you had one lot. All right, and then adjust accordingly based on your capital, of course. All right. Now, the reason why I am teaching this strategy for beginners is because this strategy is on the safer side. Your stop loss is manageable, and then if things are really well for us, then we could extend our profit into much more than our initial plan. But the stop loss will be there. So our risk versus reward ratio is big. All right. And if we're wrong, we're only managing our losses as much as twice the ATR. So what I like to do is either I use the ATR as a guide for a stop loss. If I think that's too big or it's too wide, then I will use like the nearest support resistance as my take profit, as my stop loss. All right. That's why I like this strategy. And this strategy does not require us too much of the fundamentals, because we just have to follow where the price is heading. You know, these people who are fighting on this candlestick, these are either the gamblers or those who really understand what the data meant. And if you're not a gambler and you don't understand what the data or the actual figure really meant, then this place or this candlestick is not for you. Again, there are a lot of opportunities in the market. There's a lot of strategies in the market, but you have to find the one that works with you best, not for others. Because others are very different. They have different personality as a trader in comparison to you. So if you try to do a strategy that does not reflect your personality as a person and as a trader, then it's not gonna work for you. That's something you should remember. I always see people like they're telling me, why is this strategy not working for me? This trader is doing this and he's making a lot, and I'm copying the same thing and I'm not doing, I'm not getting the same reward. It's probably because your personality doesn't really match the strategy that you're doing. So in short, since it's conflicting your personality, you are probably doing something that you should be doing but you're not, and there are things that you shouldn't be doing but you're doing. So in short, you're not executing the strategy perfectly well because it's conflicting with you as a trader. So don't just copy strategies there on your live account. It's always best to practice first on your demo account, and it feels like, oh, this one is for me, then you do it on your live. Otherwise, find another one, right? That does work. All right. So the minute is about to end. It's gonna be eight. We have 3 more minutes, right? So this is our initial candlestick over here. And if this closes here, then it's gonna be an inside candlestick. Anyways, it's still not there, so let us go backwards. I still have to wait. Oh, on the next NFP Friday, if I will still be available, or I will be doing it on a solo basis like this one, then probably I could teach you another strategy for NFP Friday. But this time it's going to be for the risk takers. Then, of course, you have to know which one works for you best. I mean, there are strategies out there that sounded great, but when I try to do it on my own, it doesn't really, make me feel good about the strategy. I always had doubts. And in the end, I can't execute the strategy perfectly well. So it's not really for me. Let's go backwards. I think we have done like January. Let's try to do like December 2 and see. If we did the same strategy again, would it be yielding us quite some, good profits like what we had for the January one? December what? December 2. So let's go to December 2 here, and let us delete the objects that we have placed. December 2 is where are you, my friend? Number 1 here. All right, I think, all right, this one 1530 is the one. So this is gonna be our initial candlestick, and we have to find a candlestick that completely is inside this candlestick. All right, so let me remove this one so we could clearly see. All right, the one that the inside candlestick will be this one. And once the price broke out here and here, below here, or below this one, sorry, it's an upward movement, so it should be up. It should be, the breakout candlestick would be where? This one. This is our breakout candlestick. So, our buy will be around here, and the ATR is 3772. It's quite big. I'll probably not use that. That's too much. My stop loss will be probably around here. That's the nearest support I can see. Oh, all right. The nearest realistic support is, that's a little bit lower here. And if I check from here to here, this is a 500 or 600 point stop loss. Now, this is another example of you did your best, you waited for the time to come, you did your analysis, but then again, the stop loss is big. It's 600 points, right? So, sorry. This is an uptrend. Sorry, this is not the stop loss. Sorry. It's a breakout upstairs, upward. So the stop loss will be here. Sorry. The stop loss will be around here. And this is going to be a almost 400 point stop loss. Again, if you think this is too big of a stop loss, I might probably not do it. Personally speaking, because it's quite big for an M15 trade, right? But because if I do the math, I entered here, the nearest take profit will be probably around here. Oh, the ratio, the risk reward ratio is actually okay. Here to here. How many point is this? 800, 880. And this one's gonna be like so it's gonna be around 1:2, 1:2.5 risk ratio. I'd probably make this trade because of the risk ratio, but then again, this big gap, a big difference over here between my entry and stop loss is uncomfy. So if ever I take this trade, I'd probably do like a smaller lot size. There are a lot of ways where you could limit your risk, and either you don't take this trade, you're not comfortable for with the sorry, how many pips is again? Almost 400 pip stop 40 pip stop loss or 400 point stop loss. If you're not comfy with that, you either don't take this trade, or if you do take this trade, you do it like half of the usual lot size that you do. So assuming that I usually do one lot, I probably do like a 0.5 lots or less, because this stop loss is quite big. Again, the choice is yours, and the choice depends on your risk appetite. All right. Do you have any questions for me regarding this strategy? Do you think this strategy is for you? November 4. Let's do one more and then let's go back to the present charts. Here. October 4 here, and then 1530. Sorry. 1530. All right. This is quite an interesting example. Look. This is 1530, right? Sorry, it's up here. And it went up here and then went back here. Now, this is a perfect example of why I don't like to trade on the first 15 minutes, because this is the battlefield, you guys. And this is the battlefield between the buyers and the seller. So you have a high chance of making money and a high chance of losing money as well. So if this is the place where people fight, and not just people fight, people who have money. If you don't have that much money, if you don't have much money to fight in this area, or you're a beginner, then give it to them. That's not a place for us to trade. So as you can see, after that, the real direction has shown itself in here in the next candlestick, which is it's a downtrend, not an upward one. And if we wait for an inside candlestick to come, that's going to be this one, where the fractal is. Again, um, experienced people or experienced traders like us, we could see where the fractal is already. But if you don't, then you have to wait for the fractal to come. Either way, let's assume that um, you have entered probably around here. That's where you entered. Or if you have waited for the fractal to come, one, two, then it's gonna be around this one, which is not a good price for us to enter already. Now, if you still wait, there is another fractal over here, which is this one, and then wait for 1 2 trades. It go back here to our first trade at 147,158. So this is our chance to sell. Our take profit, our stop loss will be, since the resistance is here, this is the resistance, right? Let's put it a little bit lower around here. That's going to be your stop loss. So let me remove this so you won't be confused. And this is our take profit is where we could use the previous prices as our take profit. So here is our take profit. You could do that and place our take profit over here. See? But it's gonna take some time for the trade to, you know, be in fruition. Again, this strategy is for the patient ones. So if you're not patient, you don't want to wait, and you cannot wait. It's actually just the two. If you don't want to wait, or you're the person who cannot wait, then this strategy is not for you. But if you're a person who is calm and you could wait for the right opportunity to come, this is actually good. This is, I think, a 1:3 risk reward ratio. Good. Let me see the stop loss. The stop loss is 170, 180. Good. It's on the low side. And then our take profit is from here to here around 460 points. 460 points. Awesome. All right. Thank you for liking the strategy. I just realized, over the years, I have been trading since 2017. And usually when I started trading, I'm one of those people who are trading here, who are fighting here. And the first actually big loss that I experienced is around I remember trading like 2 lots for USDJPY. I think it's gonna be around 1 lot or 2 lots for USDJPY, and I think I lost the biggest loss I had. The big loss. The first big loss that I had is probably around $2,000, $3,000 for that stupid mistake of trading during the first 15 minutes. So I just realized that for me, I'm not a person here. It's easy to have like a fake direction in the first 15 minutes, to be honest. And it takes quite some time for the market to digest what has happened. See, it is already showing signs of exhaustion, right? Because the people who bought here's the first 15 minutes, right? The people who bought here, if they bought probably here or somewhere here, they would take their profits sometime, right? And now that it has fallen for the last two candlesticks, that means that these people who bought in this candlestick are already taking their profits. And there is a chance that it could go back here, or it could take a small consolidation, sorry. And if a fractal appears somewhere over here or somewhere here, then that's our chance to enter the market. I will be doing I will be waiting for this trade to come into life. And then I'm gonna show you the actual outcome on my account, because as you can see, I am only logged into my demo account because I'm doing something else earlier, like a testing strategy. If I'm testing a strategy that I have heard from my friends or online, then I do the demo trading. But if I have tested the strategy already on my favorite pairs on the time frame that I like and it is working for me, then I copy it on my live account. Again, the reason for having the demo account is for you to test things out. Full? All right. If you don't know yet how to do that trailing stop, all right. So assuming that we have entered, okay, let's do an enter trade. Okay, let's do one lot, for example. And assuming that we're gonna buy, all right. Sorry, just 0.0, so 0.1. So we're practicing, all right? So let's assume that I wanted to buy because the breakout is buy. Assuming that the fractal already has appeared over here. Assuming, all right? I just want to show you where the trailing stop is. You go right click here, you click on modify. You could place your take profit. Probably our take profit is up, right? So 135, let's say 135. And then our stop loss is probably somewhere there. Well, let's just assume that we have their take profit here. Okay, let me. Oh, it's not letting me right click now. Why? Okay, let's just go downstairs, down here. All right, so right click. Let's modify. You could see trailing stop over here. This is where your trailing stop is. So assuming that we have already entered, don't ignore the negative trade there. Assuming that we entered here, not here. Here, all right. Just assuming. And then you have already entered. You can only place the trailing stop after you have entered the trade. You cannot place the you cannot place the trailing stop when you're putting your trade initially. So the trailing stop, since the ATR is around 16161, I will put my trailing stop around let's say 30 points. So it will my take profit will be around, I am buying, right? So should go up like this. I just entered too early. And then if I bought here, of course, my stop loss will be, here is the nearest support resistance. So my stop loss will be around here, assuming I bought here. All right. I just did all of this to show you the trailing stop. So the trailing stop is here. And then if you want to change the trailing stop, you could always delete the trailing stop or change it. Doesn't matter. As long as it's not hit yet, you could still change the trailing stop. So is the stop loss and the take profit. As long as the price hasn't still touched your SL and TP, you can always change it. The only thing you cannot change once you have clicked it is your entry price. You cannot change it. And you could actually do like a partial take profit. You could also do that. Do you have any questions for this strategy? If you haven't liked our Facebook page yet, please do like Market Insights APAC for English language and Market Insights APAC CN for English language. And for this specific example, again, I promise you that I will be posting the actual result, right? I will be posting it on our English page, English language page. So I can show you how it looks like. I will be screenshotting the screen and the price and everything and give you like a step-by-step screenshot on how to do it using this specific example. Oh, I have already exceeded my time. We're supposed to be until 9 p.m. already, but since I'm very eager to show you the strategy and has to wait for at least a good 15 to 30 minutes after the data has been released, I'm very sad that I wasn't able to show you the entry price yet, but it is about to form. Let me close this one. the entry chance is about to form already. I think I can already see the exhaustion from the price movement. So the fractal will be around, probably around this area. And that's our chance to, buy. So if we bought here, assuming we bought here, our take profit is around here, and this one is very far. So probably I'll use this one as my stop loss. Again, if you have questions, and this video will be recorded on Facebook and YouTube, please feel free to leave a comment on the comment section. Even if the live webinar is already off, I will still try to answer them. You could send us a message on Market Insights to ask about to ask questions, or what else? I don't know. Just a message in the comment. You could reach out by that. And thank you so much, guys, for being with me for like an hour and 15 minutes of teaching you this strategy and giving you a background on the NFP. If you like to learn more about fundamentals of trading, when it comes to from the foundation of trading to from fundamentals to sentiment and technicals and trading plan, you could visit our playlist. One of the playlists is called Foundation Class by Angel Montesares. That's me. You could watch our videos, and I will be teaching you guys how to do forex trading as a beginner. And if you have friends out there who wants to learn for free, please, please, please share our videos to us. And if you like the content, then you could leave a heart over there. So I'll be seeing you very, very soon. Thank you for being with me. Bye bye.